Hello everybody, Sifd again, and today I will be doing another Inscryption Kaycee's mod tier list. Now, I know I did one of these like a week ago, but I thought about it a bit more and I decided to change some things up here to make more sense and be also more correct, right? Because a bunch of people have different opinions, and in my mind, this one is gonna go for everybody. Like, nobody should really disagree with this tier list, but if at some point of this video you disagree or just want to go away or you don't care anymore, I would suggest before you leave, just go to the end of the video, because I will have a disclaimer there about this whole thing. Like, you know, at the end I always do an analysis, so if at some point you get bored, just go instantly to the end, like the last 10 seconds or something, and there should be a disclaimer there. So let's begin with this. First of all, the tiers themselves, I thought about, you know, differentiating them a bit than the last time, because, you know, I don't know, I just decided to make them a bit different. First of all, we have the easy win. If you have these, you win easily. We have useful cards that, you know, are useful and will actually help you win. We have not complete trash cards, which are literally what they say, not complete trash. Between not complete trash and trash, we have the cards that need setup, because if they don't get the setup, then they are trash. If they have the setup, then they are pretty decent, definitely better than trash. And then we got the boring cards, which, you know, should get nerfed or should get changed or remade, or in general, they should, you know, get fixed. So let's begin. First of all, Adder. Well, it's a 2-cost 1/1, but if you put like flames on it and give it like a good sigil like Triple Strike, it's gonna give you an easy win, so I would say it's an easy win. I mean, literally, you just have to put like 3 attack flames on it and like a multi-strike or something. It's just gonna clear all the board all the time. And then we got the Alpha. I mean, it gives damage to units that are left and right to it, and if you transfer the sigil to something else, then that unit is gonna give damage to the units left and right to it. Also combos really well with the Dios and also with the Beaver, wherever that thing is. Not the Beaver, the Beaver here. So I would say this is actually a unit that can easily create broken things, so I would say it's an easy win. The moment you pick it up, you should start going for it. Now this thing, the Amalgam, has 5 different sigils on it. It's not in trash, I just left it here to talk for it. 5 different tribes, so it can get every single buff from every single totem. So I would say it's already 2-cost 3/3. If you just give it like a Triple Strike or like any good sigils whatsoever, it should easily win you the game, so that should be easy win for sure. Amoeba, easiest win of the game. It can have every single sigil that exists. Imagine this becoming mortal, or imagine this getting, what is it called? You know, the thing that nothing can attack it, this thing here, you know. I don't remember what the name is, doesn't really matter. Like, it can be an immortal card, or it can just do a Triple Strike, or it can have spikes and kill the opponent, or it even can have poisonous and like kill whatever. So this is like an extremely good card. You just have to be a bit lucky and it should give you an easy win for sure. Now the Workrant, you can't really flame it. You can put some things on it, like I don't know, you could put some life on it, but I don't think it's like really that good. The Ant Queen, same goes with this. They still have not buffed the fact that the ants that get created in your hand get either the flame buffs that the Ant Queen has or the sigil that the Ant Queen has. So I would say it needs a setup. You have to have ants for this thing to work. Same goes with the Flying Ant, by the way. All of these cards need you to have, you know, ant decks. Now for the rest, let's continue. So Bat, definitely, I mean, it's a 4-bone unit. 4 bones isn't really that hard to get, and if you flame it 1 or twice into damage, it can be like a 4/1 flyer, so that alone is enough to make it an easy win. You just have to flame it like once or twice and then just get the bones going. Beaver, this is obviously an easy win card. Like, you can put any sigil whatsoever you enjoy on it and it should easily give you the win. Imagine putting like a cockroach on it. It will give you like, what are they called, like beaver dams that will be immortal forever. Or you can put like, I don't know, Triple Strike? Triple Strike, maybe not. Oh, you can have like the mole buff on it, and then the stumps will start going around and blocking things. You could have the Cuckoo on it, making it so that instantly you block everything off for Leshy. Like, you can do some crazy combos with this thing. Beehive, well, the Beehive got buffed in Kaycee's mod, and now whatever bees you create from this will also have the sigils that the Beehive has. So if you put like something like immortality on the Beehive, you know what it is. It's an easy win. The moment something hits the Beehive, you get a bee that's immortal, and then you get a second bee that's immortal because you're gonna play the Beehive again, because that's also immortal. Like, imagine that. That's like an easy win for sure. Tentacle Hand, it's a 4/3 if you play it on the very left. I would say it's useful. It's useful. It's like a 2-cost 4/3 if you put on the first spot. I don't know. I would say it's in the useful category. I wouldn't say it's like an easy win. It has its downfalls that you have to play it in a specific spot. So there's that. Black Goat, I mean, this is easily an easy win. You play the Black Goat, you play 3 cost, and you have won the game instantly. You don't even need to do anything other than that. If you put Immortality in it, you get like insane cards going for you. Like, imagine having Fecundity or Immortality on this thing. You just get infinite 3 costs. Insane. Bloodhound, I would say it's an easy win. The moment something tries to attack you, like, unless you play something, Bloodhound goes in front of it, blocks the hit, you don't get damage at all, so that's gonna protect you. And yeah, then after that round, the reverse kills it. A really easy win there, and just put like 2 or 3 life flames on it, and it's gonna be a big protector. Yeah, that's pretty simple as that. Bullfrog, I mean, it blocks flyers, so that's already insane in itself. And if you put like 2 or 3 flames on life on it, it should really be able to survive all the flying attacks coming in. And then later down the road, you can put a bit of damage flame on it, and then it's gonna be like an insanely easy win. It's gonna always protect you against flyers and stuff. Like, the others don't even do this. Maybe the Bullfrog should be a bit more like higher, because of the fact that it can make sure that you're not gonna die from flyers. So that's really good. And we got the Tentacle Hand. I would say Tentacle Hand is easy win. Easy win. Easy win. You just have to put like a triple strike on it. If you just put the Mantis God triple strike on this thing, if turn 1 it's a 2-1, it instantly like does 6 damage, you just win right away. So this is easily a win. And guess what? You just draw cards every turn and it becomes more powerful. How insane is that? Next thing, Cat. Now, the cat obviously combos with the Black Goat, so obviously these go hand to hand. You just transfer this over here, and it's an easy win already. So, I mean, there isn't really that much to explain here. The cat is an insane card. A lot of people pick it up, a lot of people love it, and I believe too that it's an insane card. Child 13 obviously goes alongside this. I don't really need to explain that much here. It even becomes a flyer. It's just straight up better than the cat. So let's have it like this. And Cockroach, I mean, definitely easy win category here. By the way, it seems like I'm putting a bunch of things in the easy win. That is because you can easily win with all of these cards. Not that the card itself actually gives you the win, you know. You can easily win with these cards. And also, it might like sound like a meme or something, but no, I actually do believe that these are insanely powerful. So, as I was saying, Cockroach. It's an immortal unit. Half of these things become insane with the immortal unit. Like Cockroach is... Wait a minute. Now that I think about this, Cockroach makes things immortal, and if you have like immortal things, you can't even lose at that point. So I would say Cockroach is boring. Like, the moment you see Cockroach, you pick up the Cockroach, and then boom, you just get infinite units that are immortal and stuff. Although Cockroach itself... yeah, I think it's boring. It's boring. Like, having an immortal unit, really boring. And now that we're talking about boring, Corpse Maggots goes alongside that too, because getting like 3 costs for you just pick up a Corpse Maggot, and then you pick up a Direwolf, just combine them, boom, you get an insane card rolling for you. Nah, I think like these cards should get nerfed in some way, shape, or fashion. Like, make this maybe a 6 cost, or I don't know, maybe even add Brittle to it, so whatever has immortality also dies when it attacks. This thing, I don't know how they could nerf it. Maybe even remove it from the game. Coyote. I mean, as the... Where's the bat? Like, it's like the bat. You just put like 2 or 3 damage flame on it, and then you have a 4 damage unit. And because it's a bone cost, you can easily play it turn 1 if you have sacrificed the Black Goat into the Bone Lord thing. So yeah, insane cards here too. Cuckoo. I believe that it gives you an easy wins, but after thinking about this a bit more, obviously it's a boring card, because Leshy can't even play, and if Leshy can't play and only you play, it's like a one-sided thing. And well, if it's a one-sided thing, then it's definitely boring. So I don't know what they should do with this. Maybe make the egg create like only ravens. Maybe that would be a bit balanced, you know, block whatever Leshy does in, but you have to fight the raven every single time. So if you don't flame this thing, it's trash. I don't know. They should also change this, obviously. Curious Egg. I would say it needs setup, honestly speaking. But the thing is that after you do the setup, you can easily win. I mean, let's, yeah, these 3 definitely need setup, but the egg, honestly speaking, is an easy win, because the moment you have 3 eggs in your deck, the only thing you have to do is find a bunch of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage units and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 health units, which is really easy to do in this game in general. Like, you just have to use a few flames here, a few flames there, and you will also have 3 eggs, so you can even flame and buff the eggs themselves, so it's not really that hard. And the moment you do this, it's a 1 cost, 5 attacking, like, it's a 1/5 that attacks 5 times, so it's insane. It's insane, maybe even higher than this thing, like somewhere around here, I would say. Dios. You know, what the Dice does is it pretty much kills the whole board off. Like, if you play it left and right, this goes like literally next to the beaver. I don't even try. I don't even try to set up the jokes over here. I mean, what jokes am I talking about? The Dios. The Darius, insane. Imagine the Darius with the Bullfrog buff, like blocks everything and also assassinates. Imagine the Darius with the Beehive, assassinates and also gives you a bunch of bees while the belts die. Like, this is a very strong card. It's straight up an upgrade to the Beaver, so it's obviously like here. It's literally a straight up upgrade to the Beaver. So let's continue. Dire Wolf. Well, the Dire Wolf, most of the time you sacrifice it to get the double strike. Well, that alone as a fact means that it's an easy win card. Easily winning. The 3 cost makes it a bit bad, but if you like put 1 or 2 flames in it, the moment you play it, you win the fight instantly. If you transfer this thing to something else, you win the fight instantly. So I would say this is a very good card. Now, the Dire Wolf Pup, I would say, is a bit boring, because it's just like the other units that evolve, like the Elk Fawn and the Wolf, so it's pretty much not even a new idea, but they made it with a unit that evolves into something that's insane. So in my opinion, it's really boring. It makes most of the runs easy to win. It gives you like a bunch of, if you transfer it to something else, it will give you 2 bones per turn, so that's insane. Transferring this thing breaks the run pretty much. And also, as I said, like if you put like one, like if you don't even need to burn this thing, even if without flames, it's insane. It becomes like, I don't know, man. They should do something like make this a 0-1 or something. I don't know. Elk Fawn. I would say it's here. I would say it's Elk Fawn is an easy win card, because once again, if you like put 2 or 3 flames on the damage side, you can easily just win instantly. So I would say it's an easy win too. Imagine this thing with like a double strike or a triple strike. It just evolves into the Elk, and then it's a 2-4 attacking. Well, on that note, obviously the Elk is also insane, because if you put triple strike on the Elk, is also gonna easily win you the game. So these cards, you know, with a few flames here and a few flames there and maybe a bunch of good sacrifices on them, they're gonna become insane and give you the easy win. The field mice obviously are boring, so that's why they nerfed them. But I mean, I'm gonna go here with why they got nerfed, because they were boring, because they gave you free wins. So I'm gonna rate them as if they are the old field mice. Now, obviously, the nerf is so bad, in my opinion, that the card is no longer even remotely viable, but that makes it even more boring, because now they have a sigil that used to be good and now it isn't good, so you feel even worse about them. You pick them up and you're like, man, this is not the old field mice. And back in the day, before that nerf happened, you were like, oh man, field mice again? I guess it's a free win. So it was boring and it's still boring. I guess they should nerf it even more, make it like a 1-1, and it doesn't even create the card that you... Just give me a random card from the game. I don't even want the card to get copied. Gek. Gek is also pretty boring. It's like a 0 cost 1-1. What is this card? In my opinion... Like, what's the idea of this? Like, 0 cost 1-1. Where's the upside? I don't see any upside. Like, I don't understand why this card exists. Like, I would have preferred if it was like a 1 cost 1-2 or 2-2 or something. Like, what's the idea here? I don't understand the Gek. I would say this is trash, because it's random, and random means trash. Now, next, Golden Pelt. I would say it's not complete trash. It has 3 life, so it can block at least something, you know, and you can also trade it for an event, what is it called? You know, a card from these. You know what? It might even be useful. Yeah, it's useful. Golden Pelt is useful. Can block 3 damage, and it also can get immortality, first of all, and it can give you a rare card, so it's pretty good. It's not an easy win, because it cannot do damage, but it's pretty useful. Great White. Obviously an easy win. It already has Underwater, so it's pretty much immortal. And with 4 attack, within 1 or 2 turns, you're winning. You play this thing and you just won. Now, how you play it, that's on you. But if you play it, you should have been winning anyway. Same goes with the Grizzly. Like, in general, these 3 costs, when you play them, you win. So that is already enough to put them in easy win category. Now, as I said, how you play them is on you. But if you play them, you should be winning. So there's that. Hodag. Now, this thing is like Uroboros, but it gets +1 damage only when it kills something. So I would say... It's not complete trash, I would say. Honestly, after maybe 2 or 3 fights, like, the thing with this card is that for you to buff it, you don't even need to do anything. You just play it in front of units and it kills them. So I would say it's borderline boring, but the thing is that it's not really boring, because you have to play it in specific spots, and then it starts gaining power, and then, you know, you start having a good unit. Now, you have to get it early enough to be useful for that. The bad thing, why it's not an easy win, is because most of the time you would not flame this thing, because you know that it scales on its own, and it also doesn't need a damage left flame. So in general, like, it already makes you not want to flame it. So by the fact that you should not flame this thing, it's not going to become very quickly broken. It will slowly mass up. And the thing is that it's not really a good card in the beginning of the game. Like, you have to buff this thing and you have to be fast enough on powering this up. So I would say it's not complete trash. Now that I think about this though, if you just put a triple strike on this thing, it's gonna be very fun. Yeah, this is definitely an easy win. Just put the Mantis God triple strike on this thing, and it's just gonna amass power immensely fast and just win you the game. So let's put it over there. Xieroeh. Xieroeh I would say is boring. Actually, I would say it's trash. Xieroeh is trash for the reason that the moment you try to play one of these easy win cards, Xieroeh might appear. And the thing is that Xieroeh, you cannot buff flame on it, you cannot give it triple strike, you cannot do anything with the Xieroeh in general. So that alone makes it trash. The fact that you cannot flame or make it, you know, first of all, you cannot flame it. Second thing, you cannot put a sigil on it. Third thing, you cannot play it and make sure that it's gonna be the Xieroeh. It's just gonna be something random, you know. You cannot control when you're gonna play this thing. So it's complete trash. Like the card shouldn't even exist in the game. Maybe they should make it so that before you play it, you have an indication that it's in your hand. Maybe then it could be good. But right now, I would say it's complete trash. The card doesn't even do anything other than being a 4/1. You know, repulsive is why the name of the sigil. I remembered. Let's continue. Kingfisher. I mean, we know where Kingfisher is, like here next to the Bullfrog. Kingfisher is one of the best cards in the game. It literally has immortality through being underwater, and it also can attack Leshy for free while being a flying unit too. You just put like 2 or 3 flames on this thing, put in the Mantis God Sigil triple strike on this, and you have already won. Like, this card is one of the best cards in the game, and if you like transfer these things on something like Grizzly, then the moment you play the Grizzly, you win even harder. You can even transfer this thing on the Amalgam, and then you have 3/3 instead of 1/1. Like, this is an insane card. You see it, you pick it up. You win the run easily. Let's go with Lammergeier. Obviously, over here, this is not at the level of Direwolf and Great White. It's like literally below them. The reason for that is because this thing needs bones to attack, and you also cannot really flame it, so it has some downsides. But the thing is that most of the time, the moment you play it, it's like a 4/4, and if you have like a triple strike on it, or maybe a double strike from the Direwolf, it will do like millions of damage every turn. So there's that. Magpie, I would say it's boring. It's really boring to be able to draw whatever you want from within your deck. Having a bit of RNG here and there whenever you try to draw a good card is always fun, and having the Magpie just break the whole system apart and give you whatever you want, in my opinion, doesn't make the game that fun. So it stays there. Mantis God, I would also say that it stays there. Now, I have been saying this boring, extremely boring. The reason for that, by the way, I think that your Magpie should be like a 3-cost 1/1 without flyer, like just 3-cost 1/1 that shoots your card for you. That's my opinion. So next, Mantis God. I have been saying this whole time that you transfer triple strike on this, you triple strike on that, you transfer triple strike over there, and then you win. Yeah, obviously. But the thing is that the Mantis God itself provides only wins. That makes the game pretty much extremely boring, because the moment you pick up the Mantis God, you're like, okay, I won, and then you just continue on waltzing around and trying to, you know, win the game. So I think like Mantis God breaks the game open a bit too much for my liking. It should be like a simple Mantis, just a double strike, and just call it Mantis God. Because, you know, I'm not gonna continue this joke because people might agree, disagree, and whatever, so we're not gonna open like a discussion about this thing here. I think some people get the joke. Now, let's continue. Continue calling it Mantis God, though. So, let's go with Mantis. I would say it's useful. It's useful. You know what? It's trash. It's trash. It's trash. Honestly speaking, it's trash. You know why? Because it's like the Mantis God, but it's worse. I mean, if Mantis God is boring, then Mantis is trash. Makes sense, right? Obviously, it could be an easy win if you put like some flames on it, etc. But just for the sole reason that the Mantis God exists, the Mantis is de facto trash, and I don't really need to think about how good or not the unit is. You know, just by soul, by proxy. By proxy, it's trash. I think people understand this reasoning, right? If you compare 2 cards and one of the 2 is straight up better than the other one, should never ever be used or picked. I mean, that's a really simple concept, right? That people will agree with no matter what. And yeah, let's continue here. The Mealworm, I would say it's an easy win. Mealworm is definitely an easy win. You just put like 2 flames on it and like 2 or 3 health flame, and then transfer the stats to something else, or even better, transfer the Mealworm onto the Grizzly, this buff, and then if you play the Grizzly somehow, sacrifice the Grizzly on something else, so the other thing gets 4/6. It's insane. Like, you can do some combos with this. I think it's completely busted and broken. One of the best cards in the game. Tentacle here, the Mirror Tentacle, definitely an easy win. You just have to put like triple strike on it, and then this thing will copy the attack of the opponent. And imagine like the opponent having what is it called? Where's this thing called? The 3/3 flyer. because Leshy plays it very often. Imagine him having a Vulture, or imagine the Leshy playing a Moosebuck, which are cards that Leshy actually plays. You place this thing in front of it, boom, instantly do 6-9 damage to everything, like destroy Leshy completely. And if you can put like damage flame on this thing, it will start blocking and killing things out of the blue. So this is like an insanely good card in Defender. You might even put like the underwater sigil to it, so this thing doesn't die but always kills. Might not kill Leshy because that's not what the card can do, but in general it's gonna give you like an easy win. Just play this thing and just win. Next thing, Mole Man. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna explain this the simplest way possible. You have to do 5 damage and Leshy has to do 5 damage. Well, this thing blocks you for 6 damage, so Leshy has to do 11 to you to actually win. So that alone makes it insane, and I don't even need to explain more than this. Mole is the same thing, but in a smaller scale. Like, it protects you from 4 damage, so it's as if you have 9 and Leshy has 5. You have like... Wow, you have 80% more life with this thing, and you have 120% more life with this thing. By the way, always use percentages when you want to showcase something being insanely OP within small numbers, right? Saying, oh, you get 4 life is a lot less than, oh, you get 80% life with this thing. So if you think percentages, then you realize that these are insane. 120% more life, 60%, oh, 80% more life. Imagine playing a roguelike and somebody tells you this upgrade gives you 120% more max life. Oh, you pick that thing for sure. So these are insane. Imagine giving like damage to these things and will start blocking, then also attacking. Insane, man. Moosebuck. One of the better cards here in the front line. It's in general you want to have a lot of damage on the 3 costs, as you see, but the thing is that the Moosebuck has a lot more life than the rest and also moves around and moves your whole board around. So not only will you not know what's gonna happen, but Leshy also doesn't know what's gonna happen, because I think the AI like becomes confused or something. So having this thing move all your cards around is gonna make Leshy have no idea what's happening. Now the game is gonna be a bit more RNG heavy, but it doesn't matter, man. When you have a 3/7 on the board, RNG is not gonna make you lose for sure, so this is definitely a good card. Next thing, this thing literally immortal against 1 hit. You have to think about it like this. Imagine Leshy playing this here, which gets damage from your side, from your cards in hand, and it's a 10-1. Well, you play this in front of it, it blocks all the damage, and then it also kills it. This thing can block an Uroboros hit. It's not gonna kill it, but still, it can block pretty much everything. So, like, it can block the Great White, which Leshy does actually play. So, yeah, this card is a hidden gem, man. Hidden gem. Opossum. Well, it's a 2 bone cost. That alone makes it very easily playable. And also, you can put, like, 2 or 3 damage flames on it, plus, like, the triple strike. It should be an easy win, obviously. We continue here. Uroboros, the most boring card in the game here at the very end. Honestly speaking, you just get this thing in your deck and it starts getting more powerful, and at that point you're like, okay, why am I even playing it? This is like a 2020, I don't need to play this thing. I mean, even Kaycee in Kaycee's mod has a devlog talking specifically about Uroboros being broken and busted, and I think that it should deserve a nerf. I think that it shouldn't even buff itself, just leave it as a 2-cost 1/1, make it a straight up a worse cockroach. Cockroach should also be down here with Uroboros here hand by hand. I mean, these two should be the most down one. You can also join. So yeah, let's continue. Backrat. I mean, this is one of the best cards. We're gonna put it up here. It's very simple. It gives you an item, it breaks the game. Items can be you play twice. You steal a card from you kill a card from an opponent. You move everything around and steal a card from like items are insane. Items are OP. So Backrat is obviously OP. It doesn't even need the flames and double strike and triple strike. It just straight up wins. Peltlice. I mean, this is also busted and broken because it's Idle might be a bit higher though. So Peltlice is also broken because it joins for free. It's a free card. You play Golden Pelt, which is already a useful card. You just get straight up a Peltlice here, and it just starts smacking. This, by the way, is not updated. It should have double strike, so it's even more insane than you think it is. Next, Porcupine. I mean, this thing kills units in Leshy's turn. That alone is enough for you to win. Porcupine here is an easy win card. Once again, I'm not going to repeat myself a million times here. Just put triple strike on it and whatever, and with the spikes, like put a bunch of life on it, and it just kills opponents in Leshy's turn. Not a lot of cards kill cards in Leshy's turn, you know, and Porcupine is one of the few ones. Procorn, it has double strike, but it also moves around. By moving around, it can definitely avoid hits from Leshy. And if you flame it like 1 or 2 times, it's gonna become better. Obviously, you might say, yeah, but Sifd, man, this isn't trash. Yeah, but this thing has 3 life, so it's straight up better just for that reason. Rabbit Pelt, obviously useful because it's a pelt. I don't really need to explain that. Rabbit, I don't know what... I mean, you get the rabbit for free once. Now, on the one hand, I would say rabbit should be in boring because it's like the Gek. But the thing is that the rabbit has 2 things that the Gek doesn't have. First of all, it's a card that you can have only 1 time, and then you have to paint it for you to actually, you know, get a rabbit going. If you want to have a second rabbit, you have to use the paint event. And you can also, like, the Gek can be found in fights, the Gek can be found in general in runs, that's why it's boring. The rabbit, though, is something unique. The rabbit can be a really good meme card. So, in my opinion, it's obviously not an easy win because it's 0-1, but it's a useful card for meme purposes, for hahaha, look at this rabbit is insane. Like, it's a card that you cannot really easily get, and the fact alone that it's a rabbit makes it so funny that I would say it's a useful card. Raccoon, definitely an easy win. On kills, this gives you bones, and by using bones, you can play the bone cards, and the bone cards are OP anyway, so there's that. For the same reason, the Rat King 2 doesn't matter about the stats, doesn't matter about anything. It gives you bones, and with bones, you can play bone cards, and bone cards are already in easy win territory, so chain reaction there. Rattler, once again, it's even better than the other bone cards because it's a 3-1, so you need to flame it a bit less. And even if you have, like, if you have these, you can easily play it, so that's a broken card. Might as well bring the other thing here in. Here, this thing is also same category with these, so it's even a 3-3 flyer, so even less flames needed. Just put like a triple shrine on it and it's done. Raven egg, I mean, this thing evolves into a raven, and ravens are already like powerful units. It's a 1 cost that evolves into a 2-3, and imagine putting like 1 or 2 flames on this. It will be a 2-2 that evolves into a 4-3. Are you kidding me? Easy win. Like you just buff this thing and give us like triple strike, and you just won. Raven, same deal here. Put a triple strike on it. Should be an easy win. Flame it 1 or 2 times. It's gonna be even more easily winnable. Red Heart. Red Heart is an easy win. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest, man. You just have to sacrifice 5 units in 1 turn, and then you play this, and it's a 5-2 instantly. And if you have like triple strike or double strike on it, you just need to sacrifice 2 or 3 cards, and it's instantly a win. Like this, you play this turn 1 and you win easily. You just do not let ever arrive turn 2, because then this thing doesn't do anything. But other than that, obviously Ringworm is no. It's not an easy win. It's no, it's actually an easy win because theoretically you can burn it's between useful and easy win, honestly speaking. I would put it on easy win because if you sacrifice it on the flame, you get infinite flames, and most of these things are here because of the flames. So that alone, I would say it's even up here, right? It's this thing is building all these up, so that's why it's over there. River Otter, it's underwater, so it's immortal, therefore it's pretty much insanely powerful. Yeah, like underwater is one of the best sigils in the game. Not really in my opinion, but in the opinion of most, and I think a lot of people are right and I'm wrong about this. So yeah, underwater is actually insane, and I also had like a run with only underwater units just to have fun and play around with the concept of underwater, and that run actually went insane. So now I have changed all my opinions on this. River Snapper, it's one of the very few units that have a lot of life. The other unit that has a lot of life is the Moosebug here. But, I mean, yeah, whatever good had the Moosebug, the River Snapper has it at even less of a cost. It only costs 2 to play this thing. Damage doesn't matter in this game like that much. As long as you have units on the board and are just surviving, you should be winning with these. I mean, this is easily here up at the top. Obviously, it's a bone unit, so it just joins the bones unit. Not really that much to explain. It's even better because it leaves things behind. Like, you flame this thing and win the game. Skink is useful. Skink is useful. No, Skink is obviously an easy win. Let's be honest here. I'm not joking around. I'm just playing with you. So, Skink, you flame it. The tail also keeps the flames. That alone makes it insanely OP. And the flame also gets sigils. So, in general, like, Skink is one of the better cards. But maybe it's a bit too strong. No, I wouldn't say it's boring. It's pretty powerful. It's just deceptive. That's the problem with it. Skunk. I mean, the sigil is insane. In case you haven't used this, just use the sigil a bit and you're gonna understand. Like, opponents having less attack breaks the game completely. So Skunk is definitely over there. Sparrow, I would say, is an easy win territory. You're right next to the Kingfisher. It doesn't have the underwater, but the fact that it has 1 more life makes it pretty durable. That 1 more life and the lack of underwater will make it so that it can block something that does 1 damage, so you do not get hit for 1 damage, and then the Sparrow kills Leshy. That's insane, like, if you think about it. And Stoat goes right next to it because it does literally the same thing, but instead of killing Leshy, it kills the unit that's blocking it. So this thing being a 1-2, it's actually pretty decent. Good thing this isn't the 1-1, otherwise it would be, like, useful. Next card. This thing, I would say trash. It takes 3 turns to evolve. And otherwise it's like 0-3. Are you kidding me? At least this thing has, you know, Smelly. This thing doesn't do anything for 3 turns. You have to wait for 3 turns, and then what does it do? It becomes a 7-3 flyer. Like, what? You will just attack once and die, or if it even survives at that point. Like, Lesh is gonna play like a Bullfrog or something and completely counter this thing and then kill it with an adder. You know, that's why these are up here, because they kill these things down here. Tadpole, I would say it's a useful card. I mean, it's a 0-1 for 0. It's like the Gek, but at least it evolves, and it evolves into a bullfrog, so it's definitely not a boring card. At least it evolves into, you know, a bullfrog, I would say. Ryuli is alongside the 3 costs. The explanation for this is really simple. If you play it, you win. So other than that, there isn't anything else to explain with these cards. Warren, this thing gives you double cards. I would say it's trash because it's a 1 cost 2/0/2. No. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm all over the place. On the one side, if you put like sigils on this thing, it copies the sigils. On the other hand, on its own, it gives you like an answer. Yeah, it's insane. Like, let's be honest here. It's even higher. Where's the thing? Where's the beehive here? Next to the beehive. You go next to the beehive. Here, might as well go in different lanes. So this thing obviously is insane because it can get sigils on it. It's as simple as that. Put like put this thing on it. Put evolution on it. It will start evolving. Put immortality on it. Like from here, it will start having immortal rabbits. Like this is such a fun card. Just flame it once or twice. It's an insane card in general. Next thing, Wild Bull. One of the better ones. Honestly, not only does it... Where's the elk? Here are the elk. Let's go with elks. So not only does this thing have more attack than the elk, which already makes it insane, but it also flings your card away, making it even more random and mixing up everything. Like you alongside Leshy, nobody knows what's happening. Everything's moving around, and just like that, within the confusion, boom, you play your insta-win cards, which is this card itself, and you just win. So it's very easy. Wolf Cub, I would say, is boring. Wolf Cub is boring. The reason for that is we already have enough evolving things. And honestly, look at this. Like the Raven egg is an egg and then evolves into Raven. So from nothing, it becomes something. Elk Fawn, it maintains the idea of moving around. Wolf Cub does nothing. It just becomes a 3/2 that doesn't have an ability. Like here with the wolf, these two should be here next to each other. These cards are extremely boring. They don't really bring anything to the table. Honestly, maybe Wolf is a bit better. Nah, I think these are pretty boring cards. The Wolf Pelt specifically is not complete trash. Okay, I'm kidding. The Wolf Pelt joins the useful cards as the reasoning of the rest. I mean, this card, Wolverine, obviously joins the Bone Crew here, which has the same ability with the rest, which is that you can easily play it because it's a bone unit. Bone units are practically free, and it also gains power the more you play them. And the Great Kraken obviously joins over here at the trash cards. The reason for it being trash is because it gives you something random, and honestly, because it's either going to be this tentacle, which is, as we have said, a useful card, and it might be one of the other 2 tentacles. Wait a minute. Now that I think about this, yeah, this is actually pretty powerful. Oh no, there is a reason why this is trash. I just remembered. Even if you flame this thing, the tentacle will not maintain the buff. Even if you put the sigil on it, the tentacle will not maintain the buff. I think they buffed this and made it so that it maintains them. If it maintains them, then it's definitely easy win. If it doesn't maintain them, it's trash. I'm gonna put in trash right now because I remember how it was. As I said, I'm not sure if they changed anything. And yeah, I think that's the tier list. I wanted to make it a bit faster, but this was pretty slow. 32 minutes, man. Okay, so this is it pretty much. Thanks for all the Patreon support. It helps me out immensely. And if you also want to help me out, you know, drop a like, helps out the channel. That's pretty much the only thing you have to do. I would like to hear in the comments if you agree, disagree, or are mad about this. But I think this pretty much captures the whole game. Like, if you want to have fun, do not pick these boring cards down here. And just pick all of these wherever. What pretty much 80% of the cards are busted as long as you put flame on them or put triple strike on them or put pretty much any single boring sigil on them. So yeah, I think that is it pretty much with the game. This is also, by the way, a strategy of how to beat the game. And yeah, as I said, I would like to hear some opinions. Agree, disagree, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have hit everything. I don't think anybody has a single card in here that he disagrees with, especially with like the boring part. And like literally only a few cards are not an easy win. So I hope you're not an ant lover, or I hope you don't like the mantis. But let's be honest, like the mantis is just a worse mantis card. And yeah, so as I said, this is the end here. So the disclaimer that I mentioned in the beginning, yeah, I think the only important part here to say is I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys saw the date. Thanks for watching, and see you guys around.